to the Varside Spurs pubcast, coming to you all the way from the Varside Arms. I'm Wazza, and joining me at our table for a drink and a substantial meal, although for not much longer, because we'll just be able to have drinks very soon. But we're joined by Andy. How you doing, Andy?
Yeah, I'm good. Thanks, Steve. All good.
Yeah,
especially after last night. Just working, really. Just keeping busy.
You got some exciting news, I think. You were telling us earlier some exciting news. News that you were very excited about.
That must be so exciting.
You mean
unbelievable, Andy?
Do you need the thing involving needles?
That's the one.
Yeah. I got my jabs all booked in. Yeah, absolutely.
Excellent.
Oh, gosh.
Very exciting.
Call me in a week's time, Andy. How are you going?
Yeah. have you had yours yet? Or you...
No, not yet. Not yet.
Okay.
I'm still thinking about it seriously, even to take it to start with, But anyway, as another subject,
Yeah, we won't get into that.
Yeah. we won't go into that. So we're also joined by Sarah. How are we doing, Sarah?
Hey, I'm good, thank you, guys.
Yeah, good stuff. And you're not due to have any jabs for another 10 years or something, I think, in terms of the age difference there.
Well, yeah, I think we've established I'm the young one, but I'm probably not 10 years off.
It's me.
You never know.
So... Steve, don't make me feel old now. Please. It's lockdown, It's already terrible. Not going out, Can you imagine? Oh gosh. Oh.
You'll have heard our guest, and we're delighted to be joined tonight by Ramon Vega. So, Ramon, how are we doing?
Listen, considering everything that goes around, shopping and viruses and lockdown. Quite well, to be honest with you. Quite relaxed and try to keep busy like everybody else. And yeah.
Well, you're looking good, and I won't worry about age, Ramon, because we're the same age, I think.
Are we?
Yeah,
is that a compliment as well? Now, it's
just something. You're looking good for your age. You're a couple of months older than me, but you're looking good. So. There you go.
Oh, good. Thank you, mate. Thank you. Oh, we are there. Well, close to my 5-0. Close.
Yeah.
Close.
Yeah, I know exactly. And I'm not far off of that.
Yeah, so. Steve will send you the check later. Yeah.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
Okay. No. So we'll kick off then. We'll start off. Sarah, you're going to just give us a little brief review or overview of the how the women got on yesterday, mainly because you're the only one that took the time to watch it, unfortunately. So
so
happy Women's Time, by the way, Sarah.
Oh, thank you very much. We are important.
These gentlemen, they forgot all of that. It's kind of it's a ladies' day today. No,
it definitely is. I told my wife though. I did wish my wife a happy women's.
Did you get them flowers? Did you get them flowers?
No, I did. I did it on social media. That's the.
Gosh, no! Real flowers.
That's the modern,
old-fashioned way
of
doing it. Real flowers.
I got that. Means I'd have to have had flowers today and then flowers on Sunday. I just don't think the budget could stand for 2 sets of flowers.
I think you should just go. I think you should go next door neighbour's garden. Pick it up there.
You obviously haven't seen
That's
much.
The cheap version, if you ask me.
He lives in Tottenham.
You haven't seen my neighbour's.
I know.
garden.
Yeah, that's only.
Yeah, it's a great idea. Other than that, I might do that.
Oh gosh!
I'll nip out to the front garden in a moment and just get a bit of grass or something like that.
Some dandelion leaves. Yeah.
Listen, the other tip is as well. Just buy some plastic flowers. You don't have to buy them all the time.
Yeah.
Well, there we go.
Well, that's right.
Good.
Yeah.
That's
anyway, happy International Women's Day. Good.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Ramon. You come on and shame us up straight away. Thanks. Appreciate it. And I was really nice to you talking to you about how young you look and everything like that. And you put us to shame straight away. So, anyway.
I've not received the check. That's why,
Yeah, it's in the post. Yeah.
Oh, I think it's COVID-19, delayed 2 to 3 days, they're saying, Oh, gosh. Anyway, go for it. Didn't want to interrupt everything, so...
That's okay. I stuck the second half on yesterday as I realised they were on and I wasn't really doing anything, so I thought I'll tune in. And they slumped to their 4th defeat in a row against Brighton away from home yesterday.
Hold on a sec. Hold on. So before you started watching, we were doing okay, and then as soon as you turned it on, we slumped to defeat.
Bloody hell!
I won't say that every time I turned the Chelsea game on this evening, they scored either.
Yeah, you got to stop turning TVs on, haven't you?
Essentially, yeah.
Oh gosh, Sarah, you
I know,
yourself
bad luck. But I think they played all right. I felt like they were really quite unlucky. They seemed to have a lot of the ball without any real guile in the final third. I think I counted the post twice in the crossbar, nearly scoring direct from a corner. And Brighton just sort of scored against the run of play, but I think I'm probably a little bit harsh on them considering how young they are in the WSL, and the gap between the top 4 and the rest of the table is quite big, and it's quite hard to close that gap. So you almost need to ignore the top 4 places at this moment in time. So they sort of sit in the middle of the pack below that, really. And I think a couple of more points, a win and a draw, they've probably got enough to stay up this season. And then they can keep building. It's not easy to close that gap. You need a lot of money spent. And in true Levy style, it's not really going to pay off. So I think they'll do it through their academy, etc. So it's going to be a slow burner. But overall, I think they looked okay. Just a bit of killer instinct, and they probably could have won that.
And that thing about the other 7, and then being in the middle of the other 7, would some of that be down to inconsistency as well? Because I remember watching some highlights of Brighton. I think Brighton versus Bristol City, and Brighton were absolutely shocking. I mean, really, really bad in terms of the football that they were playing and the goals that they conceded. They were unbelievable. And then the following week, they played a lot better and won a game. So it's just, I wonder if it's just that, at that level, as you say, that level below the top sort of 4 in there, that is that the thing that's keeping them at that level is that inconsistency in terms of quality and chance conversion or whatever.
I think if you look at the first 4 teams and you look at the size of their squads, fatigue comes massively into women's football, probably more than it does in the men's. And you also have the fact that you're a woman and those challenges that come with it without being too overindulgent in that. And I think the top 4 can probably afford to have a very, very good top 13, 14 squad. And I think below that, you're very limited by your budget and your funds, and you probably can afford a good maybe 5 or 6, and then you're filling in from your academy and lesser players. And I think, if you've got a young player there turning up every week, you get, generally you will get the inconsistencies, and I think that's why you see the varying in form. I also think defensively, we're pretty poor, and I think whenever we've come up against the top 4, that shows with our results. Really, we seem to ship goals, and I think that comes with experience. It's really is stepping up a level. I imagine it's sort of like going from Championship into the Premier League and playing Man City. All of a sudden, you're being hit by a steam train, and I think that is the difference really between that top 4 and the bottom 7. There's a really big gap.
They seem to do a lot better last season. This is the thing that's that I find perplexing. Really, is that last season, the results wise, they seem to do better, and even playing up against the big teams in terms of keeping the games tighter, and not disgracing themselves, but giving a good account of themselves in those games. It just feels like they've kind of stepped off the pace a little bit. I know they've had a few changes, and they've obviously shipped out a few players in the summer. And I think, at the moment, one of their key defenders, Ashley Neville, she's off on. I think she's coming back from injury, as well as being off on maternity leave or paternity leave, however you term it. So she, as a defender, key defender that they'd be missing out on. And I think also she adds, when you said they went close to the corner, for example, she adds for corners because she seems to get a fair few goals and probably one of the top scorers within the group as well. So interesting.
I think the squad feels a little bit weaker this year,
and
I think that's showing in results. But I think it's just a change in progress. They brought in Abby McManus, who's a brilliant player, but I don't feel like there's brilliant players around her. I haven't watched a lot of the WSL in the last 2 years, but previous to that, I used to go and watch a game twice a month, probably. And yeah, the standard sort of has taken a step back, in my opinion. I won't be thanked for that at all for saying that, but I don't think COVID has done it any favours. I think the elite teams would have kept training and would have kept their focus. And I think the smaller teams, I think Tottenham should have been in there, but whether they did in the same way, I don't know. But I think a lot of it has taken a step back, and there's now going to be a gap in standard. Be interesting to see what happens next season.
Yeah. Okay, so I mean, ultimately, end result was that they lost 2-0. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool. Good stuff. Well, not good stuff, actually. Thanks.
Not really.
Good report from me.
not great stuff, but good input from you and good report. Thanks for doing that.
Yeah, thanks, Sarah.
Okay, so moving on.
Thank you, Sarah. I know it's disappointing, but I agree with you, Sarah, in terms of compare last year. Obviously, you can't compare last year because this season, even in the men's football, is different to last season because of obviously COVID-19 and the strain of possibility not training, training, but even the men's is the same thing, the intensity of lots of games and everything. I think on the women's side, there's even with all women's coming in challenging as well, but also the foundation of women's football, the drive of new players coming through it is not yet there as we like to have it, like in football, in the men's side, they're still going. Still on the development side point of view, that's I think is also a big challenge for a lot of the clubs not just Tottenham, but other clubs as well. We're actually starting only recently. This were a women's football kind of team, So it's I think here is more the question of the patient. I think the women's football is going in that direction. It's going to be in the next 5 years, without a doubt, one of the most growing as part of in football, the women's football, without a doubt.
It's clear. Obviously, it's clear that investment is the key, because obviously, like Man United just started 2 seasons ago. They started off 2 seasons ago. Yeah. Massive investment, went out, bought loads of top pro players, just pulled them in from different clubs all from around the WSL. And then all two seasons, so a season in the Championship, promoted, then a season establishing themselves in the WSL, and now they're up there competing at the top of the WSL. So that is purely investment. You go out, buy the best players, get the best coaches in, or the best ex-players in to coach. So.
I agree partially with that with you. You can speed up with anything you do in any industry. If you invest, you speed up the infrastructure. But I think the challenge is more in the women's football is the overall structure, the infrastructure, the coaching, so the academy side point of view, that actually girls actually have access to go to a team or academy. Don't forget, it's still in a way new, the women's football, but it's not actually. This is the kind of disappointing part of it. It's been there for quite a while, and it's been ignored for a long time because whatever reason the men's thought it was not commercial enough, and they wake up a little bit. I think the government bodies are starting to realise that actually there's a huge crowd and an interest from girls playing football as such. But the problem is they don't have any infrastructure to go, or even coaching facility for girls or women. And that's, I think, this is kind of where it's lack of it. Of course, if you can buy it, the ones you can buy, it's very small amount. You can buy good players at this point now with overall